Snacks look harmless. A little crunch between meals, a sweet bite to keep the afternoon going. But for millions of Americans over 50, those same shiny packages are quietly doing more damage than comfort. Hidden inside heart-healthy slogans and cheerful colors are sodium bombs, sugar traps, and chemical coatings that your kidneys, heart, and medications cannot easily handle. Think about it. You grab a muffin at the supermarket bakery or a bag of chips that says, made with real potatoes. It feels innocent, even necessary. Yet that handful can deliver a quarter of your daily sodium or a sugar rush that slams blood glucose the same way a glazed donut would. Seniors on blood pressure meds, diuretics, or diabetes medication pay the price first. Swollen ankles, dizzy spells, or an unexplainable jump in blood pressure after snack time. This isn't just about empty calories. It's about recalls for mold, forever chemicals in wrappers, artificial dyes flagged for allergy reactions, and marketing tricks that turn dessert into breakfast. The truth is, some of the most familiar snacks on American shelves are closer to health landmines than comfort food. Today, we'll expose 10 popular snacks you need to avoid at all costs and show you 2 simple alternatives that actually protect your health instead of sabotaging it. So grab a seat, maybe a glass of water, not a diet soda, and let's begin with the snack that hides danger in the warm, buttery smell of nostalgia. Item avoid number 10, microwave popcorn. The bag crinkles, you press start, and within seconds, the kitchen fills with that buttery steam everyone associates with movie night at comfort. But here's the betrayal. That cozy aroma can carry a chemical cost most seniors never see on the label. For decades, the artificial butter flavoring diacetyl has been linked to a rare but devastating lung condition known as popcorn lung in factory workers exposed to it. While you won't get the same industrial dose at home, the vapors released when you tear open a hot bag in a poorly ventilated room aren't harmless, especially if you already have asthma, COPD, or simply weaker lungs after 60. Add to that the packaging in itself. Independent lawsuits and lab tests have raised alarms over PFAS, forever chemicals, that don't break down and accumulate in blood. They've been connected to kidney stress, cancer risks, and hormonal disruption. Now think about how seniors live. Multiple medications, already strained kidneys, and blood thinners that magnify every extra toxin. Even small, repeated exposures from a harmless bag of popcorn stack up over time. One night of comfort may leave you coughing. Another may quietly burden your system. The good news? You don't have to give up popcorn. Buy plain kernels, air pop them at home, drizzle a teaspoon of real butter or olive oil, and sprinkle just a pinch of salt. Same ritual, none of the baggage. Have you ever noticed that faint chemical tang after ripping open a microwave bag? Comment the brand that fooled you, because sharing your story might save someone else's lungs. Next up, the salty crunch that hides inside every potato chip bag and why it's one of the fastest ways to blow your sodium budget. Item avoid number 9, flavored potato chips. Rip open a shiny bag of chips and the first thing you hear is that loud, satisfying crunch. The salt dust explodes across your tongue. The bright photo of real potatoes on the label kills you it's still food, not junk. But here's the math nobody wants to think about. A single 1-ounce serving, barely a small handful, delivers about 150 to 180 milligrams of sodium. That may not sound like much until you realize most people never stop at just one handful. By the end of a TV show, you've polished off 3 or 4 servings, eating half a day's sodium before dinner even starts. For older adults on blood pressure medication or diuretics, that sodium spike isn't just numbers. It means swollen ankles, dizziness when standing, and higher risk of a midnight blood pressure surge. Add in the hidden risks behind the scenes. Industrial fryers where oils are reused again and again, producing breakdown compounds that make your body work harder to process what should have been a simple snack. The American Heart Association warns that older adults should keep sodium between 1,500 and 2,300 milligrams per day. A chip bowl at lunch, a salty sandwich, and a canned soup can blow right past that limit before sunset. Here's the safer play. Pick baked or low-salt versions, or better yet, slice real potatoes at home. Brush with olive oil and roast until crisp. You still get the crunch without gambling your blood pressure. So let's be honest. Has a flavor-dusted chip ever tricked you into eating more than you planned? Drop the guilty brand below. Coming up next, the muffin that poses as a wholesome breakfast but is actually a sugar-coated dessert in disguise. Item avoid number 8. Store-bought muffins. You walk past the supermarket bakery and see trays stacked high with golden blueberry or bran muffins. The label whispers fiber and low fat, so you toss one in your cart thinking it's a safe breakfast, but take a bite and reality hits. Sticky sweetness clings to your fingers, and your body gets a sugar bomb disguised as morning fuel. Many mass-produced muffins contain 20 to 30 grams of sugar per piece, the same, sometimes more than a glazed donut. For seniors managing diabetes or blood pressure, that's not just extra calories. It's a glucose spike that can leave you lightheaded before lunch, forcing your medications to work overtime. Calorie counts routinely climb over 400, blowing through a big chunk of a day's intake in one so-called healthy bite. The trouble doesn't stop there. Large-scale bakeries often store muffins in bulk trays. If cooling or packaging is sloppy, condensation builds. Lids crack and mold spores thrive. Consumer reports and online forums are full of complaints about muffins turning sour or fuzzy after just a day or two. For older adults with weaker immune systems, eating moldy baked goods can mean stomach upset, allergic reactions, or worse. Look at the ingredient list and you'll find preservatives, emulsifiers, and stabilizers. Extra burdens for kidneys already juggling daily meds. The smarter choice? Read labels closely. If sugar tops 15 grams, treat that muffin as dessert, not breakfast. Or swap it entirely. Try plain Greek yogurt with fresh berries. Or split one muffin with a friend instead of finishing it alone. Have you ever bought a muffin that looked wholesome but hit like pure sugar? Tell us which brand fooled you. Next on the list, the bright orange curls of cheese puffs. Fun at first glance, but loaded with dyes and sodium that paint a darker picture. Item avoid number 7. Cheese puff. The bag opens with a hiss, and suddenly your fingers are coated in neon orange dust. The smell is cheesy, sweet, almost playful, like a party snack that promises fun without consequences. But behind that bright glow is a cocktail of additives your body doesn't need. Most cheese puffs owe their signature color to synthetic dyes like yellow 6, red 40, and yellow 5, petroleum-based chemicals that have long been debated for their links to allergic reactions, asthma flares, and even behavioral concerns. For seniors juggling multiple medications, every extra inflammatory trigger is a gamble. Add the sodium math. A small 1-ounce handful often carries 200 to 270 milligrams of sodium. That's just a nibble. Double the serving, and you've already chipped away at nearly a quarter of your daily safe limit. Then comes the flavor powder. Behind the scenes, it's made in industrial hoppers, blended with monosodium glutamate, MSG, or similar enhancers that can worsen fluid retention and cause dizziness in sensitive people. Recalls have hit these powders in the past, showing how fragile the supply chain can be. The truth is simple. That innocent crunch isn't harmless. For seniors with high blood pressure, heart issues, or kidney concerns, it's a direct hit to your stability. Want the crunch without the risk? Popcorn with a dusting of herbs, or plain nuts without salt. Your fingers might miss the orange glitter, but your body won't miss the blood pressure spike. Which brand of cheese puffs has left your fingertips glowing orange? Drop the name. Let's see who else has fallen for the same trick. Up next, the so-called natural granola bar that hides sugar, pesticides, and more candy than breakfast. Item avoid number 6, granola bars. They're marketed as nature's answer to snacking, oats, honey, nuts, all wrapped in a wholesome-looking bar. You take a bite and the texture feels hearty at first, but then the sugar rush kicks in. That's because many store-bought granola bars are less health food and more candy bar in disguise. Check the labels. A single bar often packs 12 to 20 grams of sugar, sometimes more if it's dipped in chocolate or yogurt coating. For seniors managing diabetes or medications that affect blood sugar, that quick spike can lead to dizzy spells, fatigue, and unpredictable glucose swings. Calorie counts aren't innocent either. averaging 200 plus per bar with little real fiber to slow absorption. And then there's the hidden agricultural story. Independent watchdog tests have repeatedly found glyphosate residues, the controversial weed killer, in oats and oat-based products, including cereals and snack bars. For older adults with weakened kidneys or already managing medication loads, these cumulative chemical traces are not trivial. Add in mass production risks, bars stored in bulk bins, rushed packaging, and occasional mold issues flagged in inspection reports. For someone over 60 with a weakened immune system, that's a dangerous cocktail. So what's the smarter move? Skip the bars with long ingredient lists and sugar at the top. Instead, build your own. Plain rolled oats, a spoon of peanut butter, and a drizzle of honey. Or simply grab plain nuts and fresh fruit. You'll get the same energy without the chemical baggage. Ever picked up a granola bar that promised natural energy, but tasted like pure candy? Share the brand below. We've all been fooled once. Next, the high-protein snack that sounds healthy, beef jerky, but hides a salt load big enough to wreck a day's blood pressure plan. Item avoid number 5. Beef jerky. Tear open a pack of jerky and the smell hits. Savory, smoky, dense with promise. It feels like real protein, the kind of fuel you imagine cowboys chewing on the trail. But in reality, most store-bought jerky is less about strength and more about salt and chemicals your body doesn't need. Look at the nutrition panel. Just 1 ounce, barely a few strips, often carries 500 to 700 milligrams of sodium. That's nearly a third of a senior's daily safe limit. Gone in just a handful. For older adults on blood pressure medication or diuretics, this isn't just a snack, it's a setback. Add another salty meal later in the day, and you're courting swollen ankles, fluid retention, and unwanted blood pressure spikes. Then there's the preservation factor. Many brands rely on nitrates or nitrites, compounds long linked by international cancer research groups to a higher risk of colorectal cancer when consumed regularly. What sells as lean protein is, in truth, a processed meat-carrying baggage every senior should think twice about. Even storage poses risks. Jerky that's not kept dry enough can develop mold or bacteria without obvious signs at first bite. For immune systems that aren't as strong past 60, that's another invisible danger. If you can't resist jerky, choose low-sodium, nitrate-free options and keep portions tiny. Or make your own lean meat strips at home. You'll control the salt and cut the risk. Be honest, have you ever thought jerky was a healthy snack, only to feel bloated or dizzy afterward? Share the brand below because that chewy bite may have packed more sodium than your whole dinner. Next up, trail mix, the snack that pretends to be natural but smuggles sugar, salt, and even contamination risks into every handful. Item avoid number 4, trail mix. It looks perfect on the shelf, a colorful bag of nuts, dried fruit, maybe a sprinkle of seeds. The label screams energy and natural. You pour a handful thinking you've made a smart choice, but in reality, most commercial trail mixes are traps dressed up as health food. First, the numbers. A single handful can deliver 200 plus calories, with salted nuts pushing sodium up and sugary dried fruit adding a glucose bomb. Toss in chocolate candies or yogurt chips, common in store mixes, and suddenly you've built a dessert, not a balanced snack. For seniors, that combo is a double whammy, blood pressure creeping up from the salt and blood sugar spiking from the sweets. Then comes the contamination risk. Trail mix has appeared on FDA recall lists multiple times for salmonella in nuts and dried fruits. Bulk bin versions are even worse. Inspectors have found rodent droppings, cross-contamination, and humidity that clumps sugar-coated fruit and breeds mold. For anyone over 60 with a weaker immune system, even one contaminated handful could mean days of misery or hospitalization. The fix? Buy sealed bags from trusted brands, pick unsalted nuts, and choose dried fruit without sulfites. Better yet, mix your own at home so you know exactly what's in the bag. So tell me, have you ever scooped trail mix from a bulk bin only to regret it later? Drop the store name below. Your warning could save someone else's pantry. Up next, diet soda, the fizzy zero-calorie drink that promises health but may quietly raise your risk of stroke and metabolic disease. Item avoid number 3, diet soda. Crack open a can of diet soda and the first sip feels perfect. Fizzy, crisp, sweet without the sugar crash. For decades, the marketing has been clear. 0 calories, 0 guilt. But for older adults, the trade-off is far from harmless. The sweeteners inside, aspartame, sucralose, acesulfame potassium, aren't neutral. Large studies have linked frequent diet soda consumption to higher risks of stroke, heart disease, and metabolic syndrome. One review found that daily drinkers faced a significantly higher risk of cerebrovascular events. Another long-term study tied diet soda to type 2 diabetes and unhealthy cholesterol patterns. For seniors already at elevated risk, those associations are flashing red lights. It's not just the numbers in research journals. Many people notice side effects, more cravings, odd appetite shifts, even stomach discomfort. Artificial sweeteners can alter gut bacteria, disrupt blood sugar regulation, and trick the brain into craving more sweets. For someone on diabetes meds or blood pressure pills, that means a daily could quietly undo the hard work of medication. The safer swap is simple: sparkling water with lemon or plain seltzer. You get the fizz, the refreshment, even the ritual, without chemicals that research ties to long-term harm. So do you drink diet soda every day thinking it's helping? Tell us your habit in the comments, and if you've ever tried swapping to seltzer instead. Next up, packaged cheese slices, the melt on every sandwich shortcut that hides sodium and phosphates powerful enough to stress your heart, kidneys, and bones. Item avoid number 2, packaged cheese slices. You unwrap that neat square of cheese, lay it on a sandwich, and watch it melt into smooth perfection. It's quick, cheap, and feels comforting, like the grilled cheese from childhood. But for anyone over 50, those little plastic-wrapped slices can be far more chemical than cheese. Check the ingredient list. Many brands aren't even legally cheese, but processed cheese product, built with stabilizers, emulsifiers, and phosphate additives. Here's why that matters. Unlike natural phosphorus in real food, these phosphates are absorbed almost completely by the body. Studies link high phosphate intake to vascular damage, faster aging, and higher mortality in people with kidney disease. For seniors, many of whom already have reduced kidney function, that's a serious red flag. Now add sodium to the picture. One slice typically contains 250 to 350 milligrams of sodium. Stack 2 slices on a sandwich, pair it with a salty soup, and you've burned through half your daily safe sodium in minutes. For someone on blood pressure meds or diuretics, that means higher blood pressure, fluid retention, and dizziness you can't explain. Nutrition guidance for kidney and heart health is clear. Highly processed cheeses are best avoided. The safer swap? Choose thin slices of real cheese, like Swiss or mozzarella, low in sodium and free of phosphate additives. Use less, taste more, and skip the chemical melt. Have you ever discovered that your favorite cheese slice wasn't actually cheese? Drop the brand into the comments. It might shock more people than you think. Finally, we reach number 1, the so-called healthy yogurt-covered raisin, a snack with a halo that hides pure sugar and a track record of recalls. Item avoid number 1, yogurt-covered raisins. They look so innocent, tiny chewy raisins coated in a smooth white shell, sold as the perfect balance of fruit and dairy. The bag practically shouts, healthy snack. But for older adults, yogurt-covered raisins are one of the most dangerous illusions in the snack aisle. Here's the truth. That coating isn't real yogurt. In most brands, it's a blend of sugar, palm oil, and powdered dairy flavoring that behaves more like candy than anything remotely wholesome. Just a small handful can deliver over 18 grams of sugar, the kind of spike that pushes blood glucose into the danger zone for anyone managing diabetes or insulin sensitivity. It's dessert dressed up as health food. And if sugar wasn't enough, there's the safety record. These snacks have been repeatedly flagged on FDA recall lists for salmonella contamination, undeclared allergens, and storage issues. For seniors with weaker immune systems, A single bad batch isn't just inconvenient, it can mean hospitalization. The betrayal goes even deeper. The label suggests yogurt equals probiotics, calcium, and gut health. In reality, the candy shell destroys those benefits long before it hits your mouth. What's left is a false sense of security that seniors, on multiple medications and restricted diets, cannot afford. Want the flavor without the trap? Buy plain raisins, stir them into a small cup of plain Greek yogurt, and top with fresh berries. You control the sweetness, avoid the palm oil and excess sugar, and actually get the protein and probiotics the fake version pretends to offer. So tell me, have you ever bought yogurt-covered raisins thinking you were making a smart choice? Drop the brand in the comments. Your warning might stop someone else from falling for the same health halo. Now, after 10 dangerous snacks, let's flip the script. Because there are simple, affordable snacks that actually protect your health. 2, in fact, starting with the humble almond. After all that bad news, you might be wondering, is anything in the snack aisle actually safe? The truth is yes. Not every quick bite has to end in a sugar spike, swollen ankles, or a recall notice. There are a few simple, affordable choices that deliver protein, steady energy, and real nutrition without sabotaging your health. Let's start with the first one, a snack as old as it is powerful, the almond. Actually worth no less heaven. Unsalted almonds. Picture this. Instead of tearing into a foil bag of chips, you reach for a small handful of almonds. No orange dust, no mystery oil, just a clean, dry snap that delivers steady energy. 1 ounce, about 23 almonds, gives you 6 grams of protein, 3 to 4 grams of fiber, and healthy fats that help stabilize blood sugar and keep you full. For seniors, that means less snacking chaos and better support for medications doing their job. Unlike salted or honey-roasted varieties, unsalted almonds skip the sodium bomb. That matters when you're aiming for 500 to 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. A salty nut blend can wipe out a third of that in one sitting, while plain almonds keep blood pressure steady. They're also rich in magnesium and vitamin E, nutrients that support heart and cell health. Practical tip: stick to a measured handful. Almonds are calorie-dense. Store them in a cool, dry spot to avoid rancid oils. And if digestion is tricky, try soaked or lightly roasted versions. So, do you eat nuts for the crunch or the fullness? Drop your answer below because knowing why you snack is just as important as what you snack on. Next up, plain Greek yogurt, the creamy powerhouse that's more than just a snack. It's a mini meal for muscle, bone, and digestion. Actually worth number 12, plain Greek yogurt spoon into a cup of plain Greek yogurt, and you'll notice the difference right away. Thick, tangy, and satisfying. No candy shell, no sugar rush, just a solid base of nutrition. A single serving delivers 15 to 17 grams of protein, a powerful tool for seniors trying to maintain muscle and avoid frailty. Add in calcium for bone strength and live probiotic cultures that support digestion, and you've got a snack that works like a mini meal. Unlike fruit on the bottom or flavored yogurts, plain Greek yogurt skips the hidden sugars that can push glucose into dangerous territory. That control is priceless for anyone managing diabetes or blood pressure meds. And it's versatile. Top it with fresh berries, a drizzle of honey, or a few chopped almonds for flavor without sabotaging your health. For seniors, the benefits stack up. Steadier blood sugar, stronger bones, better digestion, and fewer surprise spikes that force medication adjustments. It's the rare snack that actually supports your long-term health instead of quietly undermining it. So, do you prefer yogurt sweet or plain? Tell us in the comments and share your favorite topping that keeps it healthy. Now that we've seen 10 snacks to avoid and 2 you can trust, let's pull the lessons together in one final message. So here's the truth. The snack aisle isn't built for your health. From microwave popcorn with chemical coatings to yogurt-covered raisins pretending to be wholesome, the dangers are real, especially if you're over 50 and already juggling blood pressure, diabetes, or kidney concerns. What looks like a harmless bite can be the hidden reason behind swollen ankles, dizzy spells, or another adjustment to your prescriptions. But the good news is you don't have to give up snacking. The key is knowing which choices sabotage your health and which ones support it. Skip the sugar bombs, sodium traps, and chemical-coated fakes. Instead, reach for the basics that have stood the test of time. A handful of unsalted almonds or a serving of plain Greek yogurt. Simple, affordable, and available in every supermarket. These are snacks that actually work with your body, not against it. Now it's your turn. Which so-called healthy snack disappointed you the most? Drop the brand in the comments. Your story could save someone else from the same trap. And if you found this breakdown helpful, hit like, share this video with a friend or family member who snacks daily, and don't forget to subscribe. We've got more truths to uncover, and you'll want to be here for the next one. Because in the end, your snacks can be comfort or a slow cost to your health. Choose wisely.